Hey there, boy. Mr. Evan, I have a new book for you, and it is called Sparky. And it was written and illustrated by Jenny Awful, Awful, and Chris Eppelhans. There you go. Can you tell what Sparky is? Let's read and find out. I wanted a pet. A bird or a bunny or a trained seal. My mother said no to the bird, no to the bunny, and no, no, no to the trained seal. No, no, no. I asked her every day for a month until she finally said, you can have any pet you want as long as it doesn't need to be walked or bathed or fed. So I made her promise. She wore her mama down. Then I went to see the school librarian. Mrs. Kinklebaum, who knows everything in the world, pointed to me to volume S of the Animal Encyclopedia. So now we have Google, but this was back before Google. You had to look in a book. So she said, look in the S volume. This is what I found. Sloth. Do you know what a sloth is? Sloths have been known to sleep more than 16 hours a day. They sometimes hang upside down in trees, barely moving, for long periods of time. They survive by eating leaves and drinking the dew that collects in them. It is said that sloths are the laziest animals in the world. And there is the sloth. I bet you've seen pictures of that before. My sloth arrived by express mail. He was about the size of a medium-ish dog with a flat nose and a monkey face. My mother was not happy, but a promise is a promise, I said. He looks funny in his box, doesn't he? Sparky, I decided, that will be your name. So I took him outside to his tree. Sparky went right to sleep. I made a sign and put it under the tree. Guard sloth. Enter at your own peril. So look, she's carrying him outside. That's so funny. And she puts him in the tree and he goes right to sleep. And look at that scary looking sloth. Guard sloth. Does he look like a guard sloth? It was 2 days before I saw him awake. Look. So it's nighttime, he's sleeping. It's daytime and raining and he's sleeping. It's daytime and he's starting to wake up. Finally. He didn't know a lot of games, so I taught him some. We played King of the Mountain and I won. Look, what's he doing? He's just sitting there. We played hide and seek and I won. Did he move? He did not. Does he really play games? We played Kung Fu Fighter and I won. We played Statue and Sparky was very, very good. Look, Kung Fu Fighter and Statue. He's good at a statue because he doesn't move much, right? That weekend, Mary Potts came over to investigate. Let me show you what Mary Potts is like. This is a picture of her room. And she's got signs all over her room that say, an award for excellence in permission slip compliance. Here's an award for most likely to chew with your mouth closed in the lunchroom. And an award for best fire drill liner upper. She seems to be the best at everything. Before she even took off her coat, Mary said, let me see your new pet. I had some worries, but I took her out to Sparky's tree. He opened his eyes and looked at us, and then he closed them again. I rubbed his belly, but it was too late. We stood there for a while watching him sleep. His fur ruffled gently in the breeze. So see, they're looking up at him. He's sleeping. I feel sorry for you, Mary said. My cat can dance on her hind legs, and my parrot knows 20 words, including God and ice cream. Sparky knows tricks too, I told her, but she didn't believe me. The next day, I made a poster and nailed it to the tree outside of Mary Potts's house. Trained Sloth Extravaganza, countless tricks to mystify you, just 7 days away. So look, Mary leaves because she thinks she's better because she's taught her pets all kinds of things. So I think this little girl's a little jealous. So she said she had a trained sloth and he's going to do tons of tricks in 7 days. Interesting. All week we trained in secret. Sometimes Sparky slept through practice and I had to poke him awake. Sometimes he forgot what he was doing and we had to start over. Look at, she's trying to train him. Sometimes he took so long to fetch that I went inside and had dinner while I waited. I was starting to think the poster had been a mistake. But a promise is a promise. Look, she's eating dinner and he's just sitting out there. He's not even chasing the stick. On the day of the trained sloth extravaganza, my mother set up lawn chairs. 3 people came to see Sparky perform. My mother, Mary Potts, and Mrs. Edwin, the crossing guard. Mrs. Edwin approved of Sparky because he never ran in the street. Do I look like a ringmaster? I asked my mother. You look very interesting, she told me. Look, so there's Mary Potts and Mrs. Edwin right here. And there's the little girl and her mama. And she looks like a ringmaster. Okay. I put a little glitter on Sparky just before the curtain went up. I kept wishing I had written 2 tricks on the poster instead of countless tricks. Play dead, Sparky, I said, and he did. Roll over, I said, and he didn't. Speak, I commanded. We all waited and waited. Speak, I said. Sparky looked at me. The only thing you could hear was the wind in the trees. He has a very pretty coat, doesn't he? Mrs. Edwin said finally. So look, there she is. She's telling him to sit and to speak. He does speak. And to roll over, but he's not doing any of it. Wonder what she's going to do. You can't just invent a brand new pet like that, Mary told me. A pet no one's ever even had. Mary's not always the nicest little girl, is she? She's a little, thinks too much of herself, maybe. She's not being kind. My mother came out with lemonade and cookies, but everyone said they had to be going. Sparky and I watched them, and then my mother made me put the chairs away. Oh, look, doesn't she look sad? She sort of does. Afterward, I gave Sparky a cookie, but he ate it so slowly that I took it back again. Look. It was getting dark out. I looked at him, and he looked at me. You could hear all the neighborhood dogs barking. I reached over and tagged him on his claw. Aww. You're it, Sparky, I said. And for a long, long time, he was. Aww. I think she's accepting Sparky for who he is now, right? He's not a run and play fetch kind of pet. He's a lay around and be a sloth kind of pet. Sometimes you just have to go with what you have rather than what you wish you had. Anyway, I hope you like this book, Sparky. I thought it was very fun and interesting. And we learned a little bit about sloths that we didn't know, that they eat the dew from the leaves and they just hang out in trees and eat the leaves and they don't even move very much, right? They sleep more than 16 hours a day. That's all day long. Upside down, no less. And they eat leaves and drink the dew that collects in the leaves. Yeah, that's really interesting. Remember that? Well, there you go. I love you. I love you. Have a good night.